Well, howdy, partners. It's the Weekly Roundup.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Weekly Roundup. It's myself, Tam, and obviously Tom. I'm not even guessing what episode we're on. I think it's 5 or 6, maybe. Who knows? Who cares? Does anybody even watch this crap? So, how's your darts week been getting on, mate?
Not too bad.
Did you play anyone today? Did you play any matches today, mate? No?
No. All I've had basically is my team league match.
Nice, mate.
Yeah, I think.
I could have swore I played against someone earlier on today, and yeah, was it 4-1? What? 4-1, was it?
Can't buy a win against you at the minute.
Yeah. I can't buy a win against anyone else apart from you. If I could just play you all the time, that'd be great.
It's ridiculous at the minute.
Because I played Tyler in the Prem, and Jesus Christ, he was 50% on his doubles. I mean, that's best of 11. It's the best of 9, sorry. 50%. I mean, I had a 57 average or something something like that, and 4-1 I get beat. It's like, what are you meant to do against that?
Your double was a bit quicker than him.
Yeah. Because a couple of times I was scoring really, really well, but it wasn't my doubles were that poor, it was just his doubles were just every time he got on when he seemed to hit it. But
yeah. It's always a nightmare, that one is.
Yeah. Bloody friend.
No, it's boring week, really.
Yeah.
I think the highlight was the tournament on Wednesday.
What happened on Wednesday?
It was that tournament that we tried to run through that account.
Oh, mate, that was the funniest thing the world's ever known. That was hilarious. Oh, it was great.
Oh, I was so ready to throw my phone through the wall.
Loved it, mate.
I don't know how many times I had to repeat the same thing.
It was just the way everyone's like, I can't get out of this. I can't get out. Yeah, it's not our fault. It's not something that we're doing.
How can I play a game?
I don't work for them. Yeah. That was brilliant.
Yeah, great.
I blame you anyway. Is that you with your pineapple juice again?
Orange.
So we've got a couple of... I don't know if any of you guys have seen the interview that we did with Daniel. That was unreal. The guy's knowledge is frightening.
Through the roof.
Yeah, you get the impression you could have just left the thing recording and you could have talked about how to play better darts for the rest of the night. His insights were just amazing. So if you haven't watched it, go and watch it. It's
definitely
amazing. So much insight, it's unreal. And
obviously we had
our American friend from Bullshot Darts. We've got that one coming out. That will be coming out the next few days. It should be coming out. So that's good as well. One of the nicest guys I think we've ever spoke to. He's just such a nice guy. Yeah.
He was like I said, I think that one was just interesting to hear about how differences are massive.
Oh, mate. And it was funny because that's why I've got the mic up here now. Because once we'd finished, Tom had said it would have been nice if you'd asked some questions, but every time I opened my mouth, he kept looking at me as if it was a dog speaking to him. So, but then I realised when I listened to it back, my mic volume is really, really low. So I think that's why.
So for that episode, basically, it's me interviewing this Nick.
Yeah.
And Tam just sat there just going.
Yes. Yeah. And then I came in with a wee bit every now and again. But no, that was great as well. So happy days.
It's good to get different people on as well.
Yeah. Yeah, it was so we've got a couple of other things lined up as well, and obviously we're going to look into getting more people on to do interviews and stuff, because it's just good getting other people's insights, especially people that know a hell of a lot more than us about darts. Although you know a lot about darts, Tom. I love playing darts, but I don't really follow it to the same extent that you do.
You know, it's got a point on the end.
Yeah, and you just throw it at a board. So that's why having the interviews with these guys, it's like I just sit there and let you fill your boots.
Well away.
Yeah.
No, it's, to be fair, both of them, they've been cracking.
Yeah, mate.
Loved them both.
Totally loved it. Just so interesting just hearing other people's views on anything darts related, really. But yeah.
So, moving on. We've got to challenge the admin this week.
Yeah.
Before we get into watching that, guys, the challenge the admin is to appear on the podcast, not calling us out, and then I have to turn up on a Sunday morning
And he's
10 to 10
underpants.
and beat you. It's just not fair.
So who was it that challenged you? Can't even
Did
remember.
challenge, it's just someone
Yeah.
put it in there that what? Stephen Nicol? Is that the name?
It sounds right, mate. So did
Something
you,
like that.
so
I can't remember off the top of my head.
so did you leather him, mate?
Yeah, of course I did.
Nice, mate. So I like to hear.
That's what was my best ever leg as well in the second one.
Oh.
And that then I played James Langley after, who is the thingy this week.
Yep.
Isn't he?
Yeah.
And he said he was watching it, and like so in the first leg, my average after like the first 12 darts were like 28.
Nice.
I think. And he goes, from watching that first leg, so then you're banging a 14 darter.
To be fair, that sort of sums up our darts. It's that you go from one extreme to the other. That was like that. I forgot all about that. I played the shocker walker, but and don't get me wrong, the both of us were absolutely horrific. But I managed to nail in a ton 80 right at the end. Nothing else the whole match.
Pretty much nothing.
Yeah. So you can hear my reaction if you go into the TikTok thing. You'll see the video for it.
But so it didn't take long for your clip to go up of you
it was funny.
hitting the
Mate.
180.
It was just funny.
Well, talking about the shocker,
God, here we go again.
how many tournaments do you reckon he's won this week?
Yeah, he's won at least 3. That's why I said I was going to kneecap him.
So Monday we had the 501 under 50 ranking one, which Mark Jackson won 4-1 against Dan Hutchinson.
Yeah.
Wednesday was obviously a write-off. And they made me, he was still messaging asking, well, who won it? No one won it, because we could have... It wasn't working.
Yeah.
So here we go. It was Thursday, 501. Oh, Thursday. Oh, that was the over 50 ranking.
All right, so it was, yeah.
Yeah, Stephen Walker won 4-0.
Who was he playing in the final? Can you mind? We got
Brian laughing.
You're not laughing.
I don't know how to say his last name. And then Friday, 501 again. Stephen Walker beat Jamie Scott 4-0.
Was that the double in, double out abomination?
No, that was Saturday.
That was Saturday.
501, double in, double out. Stephen Walker won again 4-0 against Chris Stevens. And then obviously at the end of that, we done the little giveaway. People that took part. And Taylor Jackson was lucky enough to win that little voucher.
Look, it's nice to see Taylor getting involved again, playing some matches again.
Yeah. What was it James saying? He's got his own board now, so
Yeah. So I
it's a
think
lot easier for him.
you're going to see him getting a lot better, I think, very quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So that's the leagues. Well, not the leagues. Bloody hell,
That's
the
the
one-night
tournaments.
tournaments.
Yeah.
And we're going to be doing the draw on Thursday, I believe, for the
Thursday.
ranking one, the big major, first major.
Yeah, the Open.
Yeah, so we'll be doing that one.
I think I'm already in the second round for that.
Yeah, mate, I didn't even have to turn up. I'm that good in it.
Yeah. I had my opponent pulled out just over fear
Yeah.
of the name.
Yeah.
Tomato, tomato.
Nice, mate. Hey, so do you want to do the admin challenge? No, do
Yes.
you want to actually do it? I'm saying, do you want to watch it?
I'm happy to say that I've got a week off from embarrassing myself.
So let's find out who it is.
Who it is.
Okay, we've got James Langley here. And here's some questions for you, bud, before we go on to your challenges. What is your favourite football team?
Norwich City FC.
Really?
Yeah. So that I've got a relative that used to play for him, so I was brought up watching them.
Nice, mate, nice. If you could only watch one movie for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Die Hard.
Nice. The Christmas movie, mate.
Exactly.
That's what I'm talking about. What hobby or activity brings you the most joy outside of darts, obviously?
Football.
Ah, did you play?
I run a football club, play football.
Nice, mate.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to vets in a couple of weeks.
Very good, pal. Who is your favourite author, or what is your favourite book?
Roald Dahl, isn't it? Growing up.
God, that was Rich's answer as well.
Yeah, it's got to be either. Yeah, but then I like Jack Higgins as well. I like his sort of like war-based books as well. Not that I read much now.
I've not read. I used to read a lot. I can't remember the last time I had a read a book, but I've never read his. But I've seen them, but I've never get around to reading them.
Yeah,
Right, here we go.
war-based.
Here is the most controversial question. What is your guilty pleasure, movie or TV show?
Musicals.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I know.
What have you done, Daniel? Oh, God.
I could watch The Greatest Showman over and over again and just sing along with the kids. But the kids tell me to stop.
Oh, God. I think we're swiftly moving on. What is the weirdest or most unusual food you've ever tried?
Swordfish. It's not
I've
probably weird.
I tried
but
that
it's
when I was...
quite meaty.
It's very nice. I really liked it. I tried that.
Yeah,
when
I
was in
did.
Crete. I thought it was one of the better fish that I've tried.
I was in Palencia in Spain when I first tried it. It was lovely.
Right. Yeah, I thought it was great. It was very unlike most other fish I've ever tried, and I've tried quite a few different types of fish. So, yeah.
It's quite meaty compared to most fish.
Definitely. But no, I would recommend it to anyone, especially if they like a bit of fish. But here we go. Last question. Do you have a favourite music genre or artist?
Country. So I like a bit of Morgan Wallen, Luke Combs. But then it varies to a bit of R&B as well, or hip-hop, or rap. But yeah, country at the minute.
Your music could not be any further away from my music, mate. Let's just leave it at that. Jesus Christ. Right, here we go, mate. We're ready for the... This is why we're here. This is the... Right, so James, what is it you fancied getting for the...
Sorry, but
That's all right, mate.
the kids have just arrived home.
Nice. Have you got
Dizzy
anyone...
darts if I like.
What one do you not want?
Blindfolded.
Nice. Here we go, mate. You ready?
Yeah.
Here's what you're throwing your first 3 darts even. Ooh, sat in a chair.
Don't mind that. Don't mind that.
Sat on a chair. You could get that again, bud, so it's just potluck.
Yeah.
I'm just going to switch that bloody thing off, because that does my box in. Here we go, mate. Here's your next 3 darts. Oh, all 3 at once. That was hilarious watching Daniel doing that one. I actually almost wet myself.
Gary Anderson, isn't it?
Oh, mate. And here are your
Gary
last
Anderson
3.
180 with one throw.
Oh, right. That old chestnut. Here we go, mate. Here's your last three. I hope it's blindfolded.
I hope it's not. Wife won't be happy.
Oh, all three at once again, bud. There you
Yeah,
go.
that's quite a tame one.
Yeah, it's not that bad, mate. Here we go, pal. So let's see who you're going to be playing against. Who are you wanting? Have you got
I don't
admin in
know.
mind? No.
I don't know. I can't remember who the admins are. So yourself and
Here we go, mate. There's all your names there.
James Morgan. I wouldn't mind.
Oh, here we go. Are we ready
Don't
then?
mind Morgan.
Here we go, Paul. Let's see who you're going to be doing it against. How hilarious would it be if it was Tom Hawes again? Oh, you've drawn Gav.
Gav.
Gav. Oh, wow.
Don't mind that.
That's all right, Paul.
Don't mind that.
So let's go and see how Gav gets on, and then we'll get back to you, mate, see how you got.
Yeah. All right.
Good
Then.
luck.
Cheers.
So poor Gav is getting drawn.
Oh, one, thank you for turning off that sound.
Yeah. And then I realised I hadn't turned it off the other one.
Oh, I've had dizzy darts. I've had throw with no flights. I've had,
The worst of the worst.
and he gets all three at once, twice, and sat on a chair. Lovely.
Yeah. Yeah, mate. The gods are against you. Do you want to see Gav? We'll have a wee chat with Gav. Gav, obviously normally we take a break, but Gav had his camera set up right in front of the board, so we'll just go straight from questions onto Gav's attempt. So
Here we go.
So here we go, guys. Right, so we've got Gavila the Pamela. Don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, mate. So we've got some questions for you, bud, before you go into your challenge and find out what you've got. I can't even remember who you're playing against. Is it James, is it? James Langley? I made that up. I think it's James Langley. I can't bloody remember. Anyway, here's your questions. What is your favourite football team?
Middlesbrough. I know.
Some straight. That's the thing down in England. There's so many different teams that people support, whereas in Scotland it's generally Rangers or Celtic.
Rangers.
Yeah, it's very, very bizarre. If you could only watch one movie for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Probably Shawshank.
Nice, mate. That seems to be a popular one.
Yeah.
What hobby or activity brings you the most joy outside of darts, obviously?
That'd be football. Quite
The foosball.
Yeah, the foosball.
Do you play football?
We run Collins football team.
Nice, mate. Oh, I've seen it.
It's not nice. It's a headache.
I've seen you put up the raffle stuff and kind of things like that. Mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good, mate. Who is your favourite author, or what is your favourite?
Don't read.
No,
Don't read it all. Nah. Read a couple of autobiographies over the years and that, but nah, it's not for me.
Yeah, there seems to be a common theme on this bloody thing.
Don't get time anyway, man.
Yeah,
Don't get 5 minutes to myself.
true, mate. True. Right, here we go. Here's the question that Rich wishes he hadn't answered honestly. What is your guilty pleasure, movie or TV show?
I'm with Rich, mate. I watch Love Island.
Oh, no.
Yeah. No wrong with it.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Tom, we need to get these two.
I reckon you're all
Sling them.
watch it. You just
Oh,
admit it.
mate. Oh, no. Oh, moving on. What's the weirdest or most unusual food you've ever tried?
Probably haggis.
Did you like it?
No.
Did you not?
No, I didn't know.
There we go, mate.
I'm dead fussy with food.
Mm.
I was working up in Edinburgh, or Glasgow, I can't remember which one of them. So I tried it, wasn't me.
It's one of those things, isn't it? You try it, you don't like it, you don't like it.
Yeah.
I think we've got one more question, Paul. Do you have a favourite music genre or artist or band?
Kind of listen to everything, but if anything, I'd say, or like indie kind of rock type music.
Back in the olden days music or the more modern stuff?
Not older stuff.
Right, sort of like, can't even think. Can't think of a single band, that's terrible. But I know I know the style of music you mean.
Yeah, like Kasabian,
Yeah,
like
I'm sure I was trying to think of.
stuff, yeah.
Yeah. Very good, mate. So, well, we got onto this darts challenge and I can laugh at you.
Yeah.
I enjoy having a laugh at people, mate, you know? Are you set up just now? You want to just go straight on to it?
Yeah. Go straight on it, mate, if you want.
Yeah, on you go, mate.
Right, what was it?
I think we just get your... sat on a chair is your first
Sat
one.
on a chair.
Sat on a chair, Paul.
Right, you ready?
You go for it, mate. What
24.
was that you got, mate? 24. Oh. That ain't
What
pretty.
was next?
Next is all three at once, mate.
$52.
Oh. Well, then. Look at you showing off.
That's all, yeah.
And your last is all three at once again, Paul.
All three again. So I've got a miss, single 3, and a treble 19, so 60.
Oh, 60. Well played, mate. So you've got 110, 130, 136, mate.
Yeah.
You think that's enough to take it?
Yes. Easy.
Let's see
Should
how
be
James
anyway.
gets on. Yeah. Let's see how James gets on then.
Yeah.
You can actually hear the wheels turning in my brain trying to work that out there.
But I think that's the best part of it is watching
What?
you do the maths.
Mate, it's funny when it's just like weird numbers. I just go, yeah, he's scored whatever he scored. We'll find out. I'll get a calculator out in a minute. But that's actually the second highest score we've had. I thought it was the highest, but it's not. Mike has actually got 140. Michael Carey.
How do they?
So that's the second highest. Yeah, that was against you, mate. That was
Right.
So, how do you think James got on? Do you think that's enough to beat James?
It's a good score.
But as I said to James, it is an easier three throws than the other ones.
I'm backing Gav.
Let's find out. You want to put money where that mouth is? So here's James. Right, so here's James's attempt. His first three darts sat on a chair.
Nearly threw it without flight.
Why was my try?
Oh,
Is it? Oh, come up.
is that
60.
61?
61.
Nice, mate.
What was it thinking, probably? And how do you put it in?
All three at once.
Your next three are all three at once, mate.
7, 11, 12.
So what's that total, mate?
30, isn't it?
Yeah, 10, 20, 30, yeah. And your last 3 are all 3 at once again, mate. Oh, that looks a bit better.
16, 19, and a 5.
So that's 10,
19,
30,
20.
is that 30? 30, 30 again, is it?
29, 35, 40.
35, 40, mate, 40.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, sorry, I was thinking it was 640. So yeah, you've got something, mate. I don't know what the hell you've got. I can't count. Like before.
What, 61 to 8, 67,
101,
90.
131.
That's not bad.
131, mate. That's the highest we've had so far. But
It was
It
10
is the-
though, wasn't it?
it is probably the easiest one we've had so far.
Yes.
So let's go and tally up the scores and see if you've done enough to beat Gav. Cheers again, mate.
Cheers.
5 out. 5. I think I'm going to change my nickname to Carol Vorderman or something.
Jesus, what was it he got?
40? I'm thinking it was 30.
No, the first time.
61.
No. The second time, not the last. The first 3 darters, it was a 7, a 12.
And that one must have been because it was 30. No, that doesn't even make sense. Must have been 11.
11.
11. And I couldn't add it up. 30.
That's not 30 though, is it?
Yeah. Is it? No. Yeah. 7, 12 and 11. It's 30. Is it not? Yes. 7, 12 and 11 is 30. Yeah.
I just enjoyed. Sorry, I'm just playing with you there. I enjoyed. I think the best part, and I'm trying so hard to hold in the tears, was that he read it out and you were like, "What's that?"
Yeah.
30. Yeah, that's the one. he could have said anything and you'd have put that down.
Don't give me individual numbers, mate. You need to add it yourself. I'm not doing that. Yeah.
That's
So that's
7, number 12. 90.
Yeah.
Yeah, cracking.
Magic. So that's the admins went into the lead. 3-2.
Well done. Get in there, Gav.
Yeah, baby. So yeah. I think I'm trying to remember who I've got next week. I don't think I've done one yet, actually. I think Dan Humphrey, he put on saying he wants to do it.
Yeah.
So I'll reach out to you probably later on today, mate. I'll probably reach out to you before this podcast goes live, to be honest. I'll get you done and find out who's getting it this week. But yeah, challenge the admin.
Maybe we should get Ollie on and do the scoring for us.
Yeah, I think that'd be a good idea, mate. Yeah,
Oh, brilliant.
nightmare, mate.
But again, another cracking.
Yeah, it's good. It's good fun.
It's
It's just ridiculous. I mean, it's you'd never. Who the hell's going to throw 3 darts at the same time? It's just one of those things. It's just a bit of fun.
not even that. It's good to get to know people in the group. As
Yeah,
well.
that's one of the things I like, mate. Is the fact of just asking. I mean, it's just silly questions. It's like hilarious with the guilty pleasure one. I didn't think that would have been brought up so many ridiculous answers.
What?
Two musicals,
Love Island.
2 musicals and 2 Love Islands. Like Jesus Christ, boys.
I don't say guilty pleasure because I like musicals. That's not even a guilty pleasure. That's just a pleasure.
No, mate, that's just not on. I don't even know if I've got any guilty pleasures, to be honest. Yeah, I don't think I'll need to think about that one.
Yeah.
There you go.
To be fair, people have probably found out too much about us anyway.
Yeah.
We don't need to ask for that.
Yeah. Yep. Hey, you want to go into the leagues then and get this bloody crap done? We've nothing else to add to that, have we? There's nothing else before we go into the leagues, as far as I can think.
No.
Here we go.
Everyone's favourite part.
Mm-hmm.
And for this week, I come prepared where I've actually can get them up myself, so I'm not trying to squint.
Nice, mate. It's only taken you about 900 episodes.
But we're there.
We get there eventually. So here we go. Group L, Nick Mitchell got beat by Dan H 4-0. Dan Butler with a 4-1 against Tom Pavitt. Joe Johnson 3 each with Jake Ryder. Grant Silt went smooth as always against Craig Jones. And Egray the 4-1 against Young Colin.
2 seconds.
No worries, mate. I'll just talk to myself.
Sorry about
That's all right, mate. I could hear Liz in the background there.
that. It's Aquaman. Randomly started playing on the TV.
Was that not Liz? I thought it was Liz.
Well, I'm not even going to say any comment, actually.
Aquawoman. So, we've got at the top of the pile, Danny, 13, and Grant Silt and Nick Mitchell, actually, both of them just chipping away at the heels there. But it looks as if Dan H has had a few big wins with the plus 13 there.
Yeah, so it's...
Looks like a couple of big ones he's had.
Then still even looking... Oh, my God. Someone toying with me.
For you to take your rightful place.
Probably Liz sitting in the next room, pressing the remote control.
Sorry, I'm back.
Into Group K, Josh Hunt and Richard Farley still to play. Regan J 4-0 against Dan Humphrey. Oh, Young Tory a 4-2 against Levi. Michael Davis 4-2 against John D. Lewis C 4-1 against K West. That was your pick as well, wasn't it? I was going to keep mentioning that.
K West.
Mm.
I know K West was. Leaks. I
Lewis,
think I picked Levi as well.
so it's basically you're a jinx is what we seem to be discovering. We've got Lewis sitting top of the pile. Regan and K West just clawing at the heels again. I'm surprised that Dan Humphrey's down there, mate. I thought...
Yeah, he's not having a great time with the darts at the moment.
No.
No.
No, it comes to us all, mate.
Yeah.
That's for me, as I said. I'm in a big slump at the moment. Every now and again, I put a good performance in, but most of the time it's just garbage. But hey ho, that's why we just love it. Why we keep coming back. Get Tom Ruff. That was a rough game for him there. With 4-1 against Neil Turner. Get Noah Vorwet. Got beat 4-2 by Daniel Wellsby. Mislav. Nah, not even taking a stab at that one, mate. 4-0 against Taylor. And Tom Matthews with a 4-2 against Ronan Foley. And right at the bottom, I was Pete the Surprise with a 3 each against Daniel Hucker.
Yeah.
Was nice and tight. Tom Matthews with a sitting top of the pile.
Yeah, close as well then, getting all the way down though.
Yeah, it's anybody for top 3 spots. You just remember, guys, it is the top 3 this season. It's not just the 2.
Yeah. So down to 7th, Ronan, who's on 6th.
Yeah.
And then
potentially anyone. I mean, it's still really early doors. With how many matches are we playing? Is it 18 matches? Is that right?
Yeah.
So we've only played 5, so we've got plenty of matches remaining. Up into I. Ryan Birch with a 4-0 against Luke Elson. Nick Gerrard, 3 each with Adam Smith-Smythe.
Both.
So still don't know if it's Smith or Smythe. Cole Whittle with a 3 each against Mike Ellers. Harwell Davis get beat 4-2 by Alfie Haycox. Oh, Oliver Martin with a 4-2 against Peter. Peter's actually been playing well recently. He sort of found a bit of form again.
Took him off top spot now, I believe.
Oh, so he has.
Yeah.
There we go, mate. But it's nice and tight. All the way down to 7. Anybody could. Is that? Alfie and Peter. Well, Alfie's sitting top of the pile. Yeah, nice and tight, mate. And we're on to 8. Gary B with a 4-1 against Eric H. Martin Knight. Oh, well done, Martin. With a 3 each against Greg Roberts.
Picked up a point then.
Yep. It's true. Yeah, that's what we're saying. We say it just about every week. Can't believe that he's not picking up more points than he actually is. Get James Hutch, 4-2 against Ross Hasty. I'm not making that joke this week. I've made it every week. I'm not doing it.
Stop being hasty now.
Yeah. We've got Cat Slater with 4-1 against Michael McFarland. Well, only kidding, Mark Slater even. And David Jones lockers in a 4-2 win against Ryan Heskey. Sorry.
You could do this all day.
Yeah, mate. I'm here all week. But Gary B sitting top of the pile. Both that's half tight as well.
Yes.
Greg Roberts. There's Cat there and Eric Viking. Yeah. Nice and tight. On to G. Curtis Burton. 4-2. Defeat at the hands of Big Gaz. Holy moly, Gary. At least you managed to find a win.
He was there himself in the process of it, though.
You what, sorry?
He's injured now, though, isn't he?
Gary?
Yeah.
How did they do?
Did something to his wrist. Where have you been?
I never noticed that one, mate. To be fair, there's about 9 billion friggin' posts goes into that admin chat. When you got a PA just to keep on top of that.
Yeah, Gary's currently injured.
So, yeah, I've got... Oh, I do remember this. We'll say in a couple of weeks. That's right, yeah. And Gary's pal, Matt Stevens, 4-1 he get beat by Henrik.
Yeah.
Neil the one with a 4-2 against Matthew O'Leary. Oh, come on, Tracy. Tracy get beat by Mr. Two Darts himself. Good victory for Rich there.
There, he enjoyed that one.
Yeah. And Tracy's worse half is still to play Ellis Frank. Here we go. Neil the one is sitting top of the pile.
Matthew, Henrik, Rich, 4th now. With
Yeah.
that win. Curtis, Tracy, Gary is just outside the bottom 3 to go down.
Mm-hmm.
But it's close there.
Good. All it takes a bit of fun, mate. That's all you need.
Yeah.
Just find yourself a bit of fun. But it seems to be Neil's pulling away a wee bit there. He's doing well.
Yeah.
But I know I say it all the time, but Matthew's a good player. Matthew O'Leary. I expect him to go up. I do expect him to go up. I'd be very surprised if he doesn't go up. Anyway, into F.
All games played. This is what I love.
No, we're not, mate. F?
Yeah.
Oh, they are? Sorry. Jesus. No wonder I drink. So we've got Matthew Stocking. against Jamie Lynch 4-2. That certainly wasn't tight. And PP with a 4-1 against James Donnelly.
Ooh.
Dan Hutchinson 4-0 against Jake Greenwood. Oh, there's Rab with a 3 each against David Jardinio.
Yeah, that would have been a good game.
And Billy Hamilton with a 3-3 with Kyle Jobson. Yeah, we'll get Rab sitting top of the pile.
Of course we do.
Yeah.
He's winning the lot.
To be fair, I mean, that's the thing with David Jordan. He's doing what, as I said before, it's the draw thing. You get into the draw bus and you can't get off it.
How many is he on now?
He's drawn every match. Him and
That says Kyle.
So it's Kyle, mate. That's what I was just about to say. Kyle's done the same. Just once you get on that bus, it's hard to get off.
So hold on then. Have they already played? Yeah, they've already played. I was about to say, hopefully one of them could break the other ones.
Yeah.
But they've already played and drew.
And Drew. Boys like a bit of symmetry. On a Group E, Steve Hunt and Luke are still to play. Michael Carey with a 4-1 against John Watson. The funny thing is, John beat Michael in the Prem last night as well. He put him out in the first round.
Yes, what was it John was saying? He just can't seem to get over the line at the minute.
Mm-hmm.
He's not even throwing bad. He just can't find the win.
I played him, and you can just see it. It just seems like a confidence thing with him.
Yeah.
It's totally bizarre. He just doesn't seem to be able to finish the game off.
Ever since he lost his set of darts to me.
I think that's what it is, mate.
Sorry, John.
Yeah, I think you're inside his head now.
Living rent free.
I was going to say, to be fair, it's a place I wouldn't really want to live. Since John's head. We've got Julian Reha and with a 4-1 against Chris Stevens. And we've got Daniel Newman still to play Jack Webster, Matthew Cannon, a 4-2 against Kev Dick. Let's see what that's done to the table. Dave Hunt, top of the pile.
Yeah.
There's Michael.
And they still got game in hand.
Yeah. I don't know, is that Daniel he's playing? No. Luke. Use the force, Luke.
So I've got a feeling that's being played tonight.
Right. Nice, mate. Yeah.
Say that, but
Yeah. So here it is.
this is a pretty reader.
So Tom's still to play Paul.
Yeah.
That's obviously, that will get arranged at some point. We'll get Aaron still to play Chris. Oh, Tyler Neil with a 4-2 against Roy, the Monster Man. Charlie Lawrence 4-1 against myself. He played out his skin, by the way.
Oh, that was the one where
Oh, mate. That actually, he shouldn't be in that division. He's like, Jesus Christ. But we'll see what happens. James Deere with a 4-0 against Mike Singleton. We'll see what that's done. Bloody bumped me down the way that's what that's bloody done.
Yeah, look at the. It's embarrassing.
Yeah.
Ninth. I'm ninth.
To be fair, I mean, it's like one of those ones. The two of us could claw our way out of there in the next round, but who knows? Yeah.
I'll give up.
What other matches? Aaron still got a match he's not played? Another one he's not played?
Yeah.
He's still got Mick Singleton to play as well.
Yeah. So we're going to need them catching up
Yeah.
pretty quickly.
Yeah. I don't mind giving some leeway, but you're like, come on, guys, let's keep on top of it here. But yeah. There we go, mate. Into Group C. Get Jay Russell. Oh, that's when a win handed over to Adam. Dale Woodcock with a 4-2 against Martin Ball. Ben Payne. Oh, God. You just do that. You just love me doing this one. Ben Payne with a 4-1 against Carol Carroll. Darryl Hester gets beaten 4-0 by Cohen.
Yeah.
And still got Andy.
And
the tale of two Andys still to play.
which I've seen something about tonight as well.
Yeah. Darryl Hester, top of the pile.
It's good when you can win matches, and even though you lose, you can still stay there.
Mm-hmm. I'll just do what we do, just lose and just keep going down the way. It's really good. It's great to get down at the bottom. Gives you a challenge.
I'm looking forward to next season already.
Mm-hmm. I'll just do a reshuffle and we'll go down to L and just save everyone the hassle. Yeah. It's up into B, mate. Still got Brian Gelling and Jamie Scott to play. Michael Wood, 6-1 against Gavilar.
Oh.
6-2 for Matthew Clark against Collins. Not been a good week for the admin team, has it?
Yeah.
We're all getting leathered.
Letting us down here, guys.
Yeah. Jack Thomas, 5 each with Chris Stewart. Andy Jones, 5 each with Costin Hada. Costin, Michael and Chris Stewart all sitting top of the pile there. That's tight as a duck's buttocks up there. Jeez, oh. Nice. It's all right to see. It does mean that it's very even playing field if they're all sort of tight like that. So here we go. Into the big guns.
Did Niall win this week? Neil win this week.
Neil had a 6-3 against Jim Colson Rice. And James Morgan with a 6-1 against Noah. Woofty. Ollie Carter with a 6-2 against Gavin Fry. It's preview 6-0 against Chris Bishop. And James West with a 6-4 against Mark Jackson. There we go, mate. Ollie Carter sitting top of the pile. And the shock of the week is Neil down in 5th. Two draws and a loss and a win.
Come on, Neil.
Yeah.
We're backing you to turn this round.
Yes, we've got Ollie and James. And James. Battling for top spot.
I mean, no disrespect to the other guys in there, but as well, we've got people waiting that could quite easily slot into there as well. And it's just going to make the top end of it so much more competitive.
Yeah, mate. It's one of those ones you could maybe have some sort of bloody, I don't know, Super League thing.
Yeah.
Some of the really big guns in. But yeah.
It's looking good at the minute. Some times ahead.
Definitely, mate. So that is the leagues. Don't think there's any other business to address, is there?
Team league sign-ups closing Tuesday.
Yes.
Thursday,
mate.
Thursday, and then...
So even if you are in the team leagues, you still need to sign up because we need to know that you still want to continue.
Well, it's more the... you need to know the numbers, but the draft see how many captains we need for the next seasons, because already we've surpassed what we're at the minute.
Yeah.
I think at the last count we was at 65 players.
So I think we're going to have an admin team this season. Is that right? Yeah. We're still doing that? I know we're talking about it. So we're going to have an admin team. So obviously we've got all different levels of player. It's not that we're all great players. So it will be even. If you've ever watched myself and Tom play, you'll know we've got some crap players.
So basically we've got James Morgan
and the rest.
Martin can go up there. We'll put Martin up there.
Yeah.
And then there's me, you, Gary, and Rich. Which obviously, if we need more players, we're going to tap into the league supervisors.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm not going to say we're going to take Neil, but if Neil was there.
Yeah. If Neil's available.
I'm just going to say, I seen Ollie signed up for it. Stephen signed up for it. So I am thinking about making them part of the admin team pretty quick.
To be fair, mate, I think going by the laws of the challenge, the admin, Neil's in that wheel, so that makes him, and depending on the numbers as well, because obviously we have to have the right amount of teams. So depending on the number of players, we'll just end up making more players in the teams rather than adding more teams.
Well, this is what I was saying when it was when we do it, depending on the numbers, if we need more, we'll take out the league supervisors to come and join the admin team.
Yeah, but that's the way we'll do it. We'll
probably only the ones that have signed up for it, though.
Yeah. But it's going to be, like I said, you have to have a certain amount of teams. You can't have more than that. It doesn't work itself out. It's weird.
Well, we need an even amount. So we're getting there, but that's it. Yeah. I believe this week the one-night tournaments have changed. They'll change weekly, like I said last week.
Yeah.
So what is it? It's over 50s Wednesday, under 50s Thursday this week.
Yeah. Yep. Happy days, mate.
That's about it.
Yeah, that's us, mate. Nice.
We'll catch you all next week.
That you
Enjoy.
shall. Make sure you remember to check out the interview that we've done with Daniel and the one will be out later this week. It should be later this week. Check it out. Chatty bye.
Bye-bye.
Well, howdy, partners. It's the Weekly Roundup.